stream is live now. I started it earlier anyway. It's been live for 3 minutes already. I've been doing a lot of my stuff with my comic work, which is getting close to being done. You can see some of my stuff on Instagram. That's a lot of my comic work that's there, and a lot of the motion comic stuff that I do. This was my last big Catalyst Black animation that I did. Sunder coming after the character I named Ed. This is a painting style that I don't really do much because it takes a little bit longer than drawing things straight out. Like, this takes me about 2 or 3 days to do, to paint out a whole image. Doing the animation takes maybe around 2 hours, 3 hours. This was for Christmas. So this is the same program that I use to do the animation I did for the icon, the mobile icon of the game right now. So the character I love to call Connie. I have a PDF of it from the content creators program, so I was able to take it and the gun, the arms and hands, the eyebrows, the eyes, and the body were all their own separate layers, and even the background is the original PFP background, and then I was able to manipulate it to give you that instead. That's why you can see like her eyebrows are opening and her eyes are opening and closing, but her iris is not really changing because there is no effect on her eyes except to track and move with the rest of the head as it moves. I added some effects to give you like this electronic or glowing readout on the scope and on that power coupling thing in the front. You can see there's a blue beam going on the bottom, it pulling in the catalyte to charge the weapon to allow it to be able to fire. If you notice to her hair, the program Warble actually has assets that you can add into programs. The clouds in the background is an asset. Even that effect that you see that looks like it's warping the background, makes everything look like it's coming at you really fast. That's also an asset that I manipulated to make it give you a blurred effect of the background, like rushing at you. Also, like the fact that her lip curves, her shoulder bobs up and down. If you look at her hand, it's actually moving back and forth. So there's a bunch of little things that I'm doing with it, and also have her shoulder moving, have her head moving, have the hair actually floating, and the hair is an asset. And I just recolored it to match up with the character's hair. Like I shifted the color to red, a pale red, and I took it and reproduced it twice. And one of them is on multiply, so red comes out, and then putting 2 reds on top of each other gives you the one that looks very similar to the hair color that you're seeing for in the drawing. I don't know if Ed Arts created the piece. I think he did. It's just I wasn't sure, so it's definitely the same PFP stuff. This is a really nice, it was a really high resolution file. I think on my computer the PSD is like just taking images out of the PSD, the eyes or whatever, each image was like 22 megabytes, 19 to 22 megabytes. And then I shrunk them down to half the size, half the DPI, and they dropped to like 500K. so 500K, 80K, stuff like that. So it's really neat. The program I'm using to animate it is called Warble, the photo animator. And you can see that's the pound that's everywhere too. And I did Warble art, Warble app, and I also did Catalyst Black to label it. But yeah, some of the fun stuff that I do besides the gameplay. So I'm using a PSP controller my PS4 controller now. I don't know if it works also on PS5. So what happened was I found these controllers, Bluetooth controllers, for about 30 bucks, 30 to 35 bucks, which is about 30 to almost $30 cheaper than buying an Xbox Bluetooth controller. So it's an Xbox One Series S Bluetooth controller, and those are like, they range from 50 to 60, and sometimes if you're buying the $50 one, you're not be getting the Bluetooth controller. So I got this PS4 one. It has a built-in charging pack in it, so I don't have to buy a pack. It charges with USB-C connectors. Or USB. Is it? No, it's not a C. It's a B connector. It's the one right before the C's. It's a B connector, but yeah, it works really freaking well. I'm able to connect it to my PC. I'm able to connect it to my iPad, and it works really nice. I actually like the fact that the buttons are a little bit, they give a little bit more, where the Xbox ones, it's like really hard clicking to get everything done. This is a lot softer and they're easier to manipulate. But yeah, it's a really nice controller. If anyone's interested, I could also put the link in. I got it from Amazon, but yeah, that's a pretty neat one. But yeah, like this is like my character stuff too. I should animate the Blue Jay art that I did for Catalyst Black. I wonder if it's in here. Yeah, so this is the. I'm gonna be doing a little comic. A fanfic comic with characters from my comic book world falling into the Catalyst Black world, and as they do, their clothes start to match up more with what a Catalyst Black, a person in the Catalyst Black universe would look like and would wear. So that's his stuff. I also plan on doing a variant of Isia based on the Blue Jay character. So instead of her having horns, she's gonna have like feathered wings on her head, and she wears almost like a helm, very similar to his helm. So those are the plays I'm gonna do on her design, and I want to do a design called the Spotted Sunder. So it's based on the female character I created, Leopard. I wonder if it's in here. Yeah. So this is what I did. This is my variant of Leopard as a Catalyst Black character, and this is like her in the screen, and you can see my emoji there, and then this is I don't picture that. How is this? And that's Blue Jay, the one you saw before, and this is like if he was on the screen and you could choose him. And if you can see, he would be an Isia user, and she would be a Sunder user. This makes more sense. So yeah, cool, patience, calm, collected, and then you can see that's one of my old PFPs, Flat Surface. It's one of the names I play under once in a while. But like if I throw Hive in front of it, you kind of know who I am too. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty neat. So I'm gonna go into gameplay. Like I said, they've done such a good job with the controller and the controls of the game in general right now. You can play on screen or with a controller and it plays just as well. Only problem with controllers is you can't pick where you're going on a map. You can't navigate the game screen with it. Games like Dead Cell or any other game that you can use controller on, you actually have full capability to control it. And what I'm hoping that they do is they get that down soon, because that would mean if they can have the full control with the controller, that means it'd be ready for a console also, like a Switch or a PS4 or even an Xbox. And the thing that I understand about the Evil Engine can port to those different devices without that much of a problem. So if they have already the controllers set up, and if they start adding in like the little on-screen notices, like if you press triangle, that's what's going to transform you into the Sunder. Or if you press right trigger or left trigger, or R1, right bumper, right trigger, so on, R1, R2, if they start adding those in, they'll make it work really nice. Just to I like showing the controls too in non-game settings. Like, that's why I'm waiting for the next big update, because this is update 0.9.2. I had called in my last videos, I was calling the 0.1 update the 0.2 update. I had it wrong in my head, but this is 0.2. It's to help fix the arena bug, which I haven't seen, which is great. It seems like it's gone, and that's really cool. But what's nice is the tutorial I always like playing, and the tutorial gives you an idea.
Alright, recruit, step forward.
Of where they could go with this game. Like, they could literally make a single player experience, a story guided experience with this game. Oh, are you kidding me? It's not connected? Oh well, technical difficulties. I gotta see why it's not connected in my thing about enable settings. It says it's connected. It says it's connected. So why is Kevin's black like that? Not this one. There you go. Hey, this time it didn't just start from the beginning again. It actually let me go right into the game. That's a improvement. That's never worked before.
The Renew are everywhere up here, so keep your weapon ready. There's more up ahead. Let's get a move on.
So this is using the right stick. Do that.
Your allies are wounded. Help them. Heavy ammo ahead. Grab it while you can.
So the way it works is your right trigger fires your primary, your right bumper fires your secondary, your left stick moves the character, your right stick lets you aim and pan around, and then your left trigger uses your ability, your right bumper uses your dodge, or in PlayStation lingo that would be R1. R1s are the heavy and the dodge. R1's the heavy, L1's the dodge, R2 is the firing the primary, and L2 is using the ability.
A Juggernaut, use your heavy weapon.
I'm a little bit iffy using heavy weapons.
Hop the gap and jump to the far island. Slow down. You've got friends in trouble. Fire at will.
Which one of them is Will?
That's the spirit. Look, we got here before the others. Charge your mask. Speak of the dark. Let these slackers know who you really are.
I did like the last tutorial where they actually did a slow down.
Easy there, Sunder. All clear now. Not bad for a rookie. Mind lending me a hand with this teleporter? First trip to the Welkin Isles, I see. The name's Dal. Let me show you around.
I want that character's skin. What is up, FaZe? Catalyst black. This is me playing with a controller. So the build that I'm going to be using